All right, welcome to the show, y'all. Hope everybody out there is having an awesome day. I have a jam-packed show for you today. So in just a second, the economy is completely and utterly crushing the Trump regime. Their numbers have imploded on the economy, and it is not looking good for them. So we'll talk about that. A big CBS News poll came out on all the different issues. We also have Trump escalating the Venezuela war to a boiling point, where now he's officially declaring the Venezuelan government and Maduro a terrorist cartel. A terrorist cartel. So that is wild, wild stuff. We also have lawyers warning Trump, hey man, this stuff is kind of illegal. And wait until you hear his reaction to that. Then we have Graham Plattner, absolutely terrifying MAGA. It's a glorious thing to see. We have CNN exposing ICE for attempted murder, y'all. Attempted murder. So just devastating story there. And needless to say, we also have much more. So before I jump into it, of course, do me a big favor. Subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you nothing at all. You could also support the show on Patreon. That goes a long way. Remember, this is real independent media, not just online media. I've never talked to an advertiser, never done an ad read, never talked to a billionaire or anything like that. You guys fund this show from the ground up, $2 a month at a time, $5 a month at a time. So thank you to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. We could not do it without you. Also, you can support Crystal, Kyle, and Friends on Substack. That link is below as well. And go sub to Corn's World, the YouTube channel, where we do live Kyle and Corn episodes every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss those, man. Those are a lot of fun, and they're a lot more laid back than this story where I explain to you how the world is ending daily. So there we have it with the shameless plugs. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in, y'all. So let's start with this. There's this massive, massive CBS News poll that came out on a variety of different issues, and I'm going to walk you through a bunch of the numbers right now. So they say CBS News poll finds most would oppose U.S. military action in Venezuela and say Trump hasn't explained his position on that yet. So right off the bat here, has the Trump administration clearly explained U.S. position on military action in Venezuela? Only 24% say he has clearly explained it, meaning 76% are watching boats get blown to smithereens and going, what are we doing? What's going on here? What's happening? So, some more numbers on it. Just 30% of the country, 30%, favors military action in Venezuela overall. Which, by the way, that's a super low number, but it's honestly higher than I thought. I mean, I've seen polls where it's as low as like 17% or 12%. It's how you phrase the question. If you ask people, should the U.S. go to war against Venezuela, that number collapses to 15% or lower. But they softened it a little bit and took the rough edges off by describing it as military action as opposed to war or as opposed to offensively attacking. So it's 30%, which is still, in the grand scheme of things, it's still very low. It's nowhere near a majority. 66% of MAGA Republicans favor attacking Venezuela. Only 47% of non-MAGA Republicans do. So that's interesting. A majority of non-MAGA Republicans say, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Why do we need to do regime change in Venezuela? That's crazy. So the numbers are looking horrible for Trump with his warmongering on Venezuela. On the economy, man, this is where the real bloodbath occurs. Only 32% say the economy is good right now. 32%. 58% say prices are going up at the moment. 65% say Trump's policies are making prices go up. 77% say Trump is not spending enough time fixing inflation. That is wild, bro. That is nearly 80% are going, what happened? What happened? I thought you were the guy who said we're going to lower prices on day one. Just like he said, I'm going to fix Russia and Ukraine on day one. It never would have happened if I was your president. It never would have happened, but I'll fix it on day one. What happened? You didn't. And when it comes to inflation, it's even worse. Inflation is worse now than it was under Biden. And it's all because of Trump's stupid trade war, his dumb tariffs, and isolating us and alienating us from the rest of the world, including our allies, how now made it so prices are going up and up and up. 36%, only 36% approve of Trump's handling of the economy. Trump was underwater on literally every single topic that they asked about, including immigration, which normally he's higher on that issue. 54% of Americans say ICE is detaining more people than necessary. A plurality say that Trump's immigration policy is making the U.S. weaker. Only 13% say that Trump's deportations are making the country better. Stop and think about that one. Jesus Christ, that's a devastating number. Only 13% say Trump's deportations are making the country better. This was like the cornerstone of his campaign. This was the whole point of him getting involved in politics, is like, I'm the mass deportations guy. I'm the build the wall guy. If we crack down on the immigrants, everything about your life is going to get better. This was the core of the argument, that the main boogeyman that's ruining your life, taking your jobs, stealing your welfare, causing all the problems, it's these others. It's the brown-skinned people. It's the immigrants. This is the argument that they made. Well, guess what? Only 13% now say that the deportations are making the country better, which only proves the left-wing argument that, you know, your enemy is not the gay person, the trans person, the black person, the immigrant, that your actual enemy, it's the billionaires. Billionaires, fascists, warmongers, the corrupt corporations that bought our politicians to do their bidding and not do our bidding, the bidding of the people. So just absolutely stunning number. And then finally, they even asked some questions about Epstein. How's this for a devastating number? A grand total of 25% of independents think that Trump is handling the Epstein files well. Only 25% of independents. I've seen some polls where even a majority of Republicans are going, you know, I don't know about this whole Epstein thing. You're sort of botching this one, Chief. You're sort of botching this one. So it is not looking good for him. These polls, yet again, are a catastrophe. At one point, it was like you have one poll that came out that had Trump at like 39% favorability rating. But, you know, people at the time were, it's just an outlier. It's just one. There's others that are in the mid 40s, so it's fine. But now we're at the point where like almost every single poll is 40% or lower. This poll, the overall number was 40%. And that's one of the higher ones I've seen lately. I've seen 36, I've seen 38, I've seen 39, I've seen 37. This one is 40. Again, this is on the higher end. If 40 is the higher end, if your average now is like 38 or 39, bro, you are in trouble, dog. Especially because there's 4 or 5 different massive right-wing biased polling outlets whose whole job is to do this sort of soft propaganda for Trump and Republicans. And even they come out and it's like 43%. And you're like, Jesus Christ, that's the best? That's the best. So it's wild, man. It's wild, but it is all coming apart. It's coming apart rapidly. Now we're seeing that basic shit, they can't follow through with basic shit. So one of the things that just happened is Trump announced, oh, we got our solution on healthcare. We're announcing our solution on healthcare. And people took a look at the plan and they went, holy shit, this is just rebranded, relabeled Obamacare subsidies that you're now trying to do. Well, guess what? Then the Republican caucus revolted over this and they were like, you're basically doing Obamacare. We're not voting for this, etc. And so now Trump and the Republicans who crafted the plan pulled it back and said, oh, no, that wasn't even our final plan. That was just an idea that we floated. It wasn't even the real final thing. So even basic shit now, they can't get it done and they can't keep their caucus in line. You know what else fell apart? The stupid lawfare political persecution of Letitia James, that fell apart, fucking laughed out of the courtroom, and James Comey fell apart, laughed out of the courtroom. In fact, Lindsay Halligan, the special appointee that Trump made to go after the former beauty queen who's now supposed to like prosecute these people, it was just ruled that even her appointment was completely and utterly illegal. So their incompetence now is really showing, and it's showing big time. And as some people said, man, like the point may not even have been to get James Comey locked up in perpetuity, right? The point was probably just, let's get those initial headlines where he gets arrested. And like, that's all they wanted to see was like, James Comey's getting arrested. Like, oh, we're going after the guys we don't like, bro. Like, that was it. As soon as they got those headlines, it's like they didn't even expect to be able to find him guilty, have him locked up, present a solid case. So the whole thing is theater. The whole thing is fucking optics. Well, guess what? The optics can only take you so far. And I mean, quite literally, these people are falling the fuck apart. And it's happening right in front of our eyes. It is a wild, wild thing to see. But I expect a lot more in-depth polls like this to come out with virtually no good numbers for Trump and his cronies. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.